I'm Sue. Welcome to today's yoga class. Today we're going to do some chair yoga. Absolutely any chair. It doesn't matter what chair it is. I like hard, what do you call them? Straight back chairs. I like straight back chairs. It's just more comfortable for my back. I tried doing this in my office chair this morning and it was a little too squirrely for me. So a stable chair works better for me. But absolutely any chair that works for you will work for this practice. And I prefer to sit on the end of my chair so that my back is not against the back, but you could be sitting however it's comfortable. But if you don't mind coming to the edge of your chair or half of your chair, whatever that's called, the end of the chair, with your legs bent, feet on the floor, knees over ankles, hands comfortably on your lap with a long, tall spine. You can have a long, tall smile too, but I'm not going to, if you don't feel like smiling. Okay. All right. Anyway, we've got a long, tall spine lifting through the crown of the head. And find your breath. Just breathing comfortably in and out the nose here as we settle into the body and the breath settles into a comfortable rhythm. Today we'll start with a breathing practice, a pranayama practice. And this is an extended exhale. So we're going to try to make our exhales twice as long as our inhales. And we can do that by counting them. So if you're comfortable with this, we'll inhale through the nose for a count of 4 and exhale out the mouth like you're blowing through a straw for a count of 8. Now, I'm not going to count for you because I want you to count at a pace that is comfortable for your breath rhythm. But if you keep the same pace of counting for your inhales and your exhales, then your exhales will be twice as long. We don't have to have the same breath lengths to get the benefits of this down-regulating, soothing to the nervous system practice. All right, so let's take 2 cleansing breaths before we start. Big, deep inhale through the nose, and we're going to let it out forcefully out the mouth. We're trying to get all the air out of the lungs. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Here we go. We'll inhale through the nose for a count of 4, filling the lungs all the way up. And then exhale out the mouth slowly like you're blowing through a straw for a count of 8, emptying the lungs. And just keep going. We'll take, about 5 rounds, inhaling through the nose for 4 and exhaling out the mouth for 8. Eyes can be open or closed here. Finishing up the round you're on, there's no rush to finish. When you finish, coming back to that comfortable breath that's flowing comfortably in and out your nose, maybe close your eyes and notice how you feel. Was that practice soothing and relaxing for you and your nervous system? If it was, feel free to use it anytime. Absolutely anytime. I use that practice all the time. All right. Now let's link some movement with the breath for one of my favorites, sun breath. So arms out to the sides, palms facing up. Reach the arms up as you inhale. Then turn the palms down, exhaling arms back down by the sides as you exhale. And we'll just keep flowing. Don't feel like you have to match me. Just reaching up as you inhale. You can touch the fingers overhead if that's comfortable. Then bring the arms back down by the sides as you exhale, and fingertips can touch your chair at the end of your exhale. A few more, just like that. And when you finish, bringing your hands to a comfortable place on your lap. And we'll start to get into the neck. So drop your chin to your chest. Then roll the head up to the right side, bringing right ear over right shoulder. Drop your chin to chest. Take it to the other side, bringing left ear over left shoulder. And we'll keep taking the head side to side here. Or you could take big, slow circles with the head. My neck likes half circles better, so I'm going to stick with the half circles. But feel free to take a full circle. Slow and controlled movement, whatever shape you're choosing to take here. And if you're making full circles, switch the direction of your circles, please. We'll meet chin to chest. Bring your head back up to center and turn and look right. Don't force it, just nice and easy. And back to center and turn and look left. And back to center. Now drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Maybe reach the right arm out to the right, or left arm out to the left side. You could add a little bit of head movement here if you're comfortable. This is Bill. Bill likes to help me with yoga class. All right, so in that neck stretch, if you want to add a little bit of movement, you could nod the head in a yes motion. And you could turn the head in a no motion. And that is only if it feels good to your body. If it doesn't, just keep that static stretch where you're holding right ear to right shoulder. One more breath here. We'll bring that left hand in. If it's out, bring your head back to center, and we'll go the other way, left ear to left shoulder. Maybe right arm out to the right side if that's comfortable. Let's hold the stretch for a few more breaths before we add any movement, if you choose to add movement. Right shoulder is heavy, moving down. Left ear is moving towards left shoulder. And then again, if you want to add a little bit of movement here, you could nod the head in an up and down motion. You could take that no shape. Head back to center. And bring the right arm in if it's out. I feel like I'm being stared at. All right, Bill's just here for some moral support for me, I'm sure. All right, Bill Clinton. Yes. All right, so we will take some shoulder rolls here. So you choose the size of your shoulder rolls. Maybe close your eyes and visualize the shape that you're making with your shoulders. Can you slow it down and see if you can make those circles a little more round? And then switch the direction of your circles. All right, we'll finish up those shoulder rolls. So let's set our posture here. So we're sitting on our sitting bones and lifting through the crown of the head. So we've got a dignified posture, sitting upright. Bring your shoulders high by the ears. Inhale, exhale, roll them back, drop them down, and let's see if we can hold them back and down. Bring your hands to a comfortable place on your lap. And imagine that your spine is a stir stick and that your pelvis is a bowl. And we're going to stir the spine around the pelvic bowl here with some torso circles. And just like everything else, you choose how big or not big this movement is. You could flow through some cat-cows here if you want to make it great big. Come through cow, forward arching the back, and you can lean back through cat, rounding. So again, or you could keep a long, tall spine and just make this a little smaller and that little stir around. Okay, make your way back to center. And let's go the other way. So maybe just starting small and maybe you gradually work into some bigger circles, or maybe you keep it small. Your choice. Just notice if stirring around in this direction feels any differently than the first direction. Don't forget to breathe. We're breathing in and out the nose. Try to keep your lips closed. Do 2 more circles around this way. And you may have noticed by now, I can't count very well. All right. So now bring your hands to heart center, palms together. Then interlace the fingers. And then we'll reach the hands up, extending the arms up overhead. Now, if you want a bigger shape here, if you want to make this more intense, totally up to you, you could turn your palms up towards the ceiling. That is too much for me, so I'm going to have my palms together overhead. And we'll just reach up here through the hands as we reach down through the seat. And we'll add a side bend over to the right here. Let that left hip stay down. Come back to center and side bend to the left. And come back to center. And we'll release that hand bind overhead and just let the arms float back down by the sides. Maybe you needed some wiggles or some shakes after that. Totally great. All right, so we're going to add on to our side stretch. We'll bring the right hand to the left leg. Reach the left arm up overhead. We'll inhale, reach and lengthen, and then exhale, side bend to the right with that cross body reach, right hand to left leg. Keep your left sitting bone down, your left hip down as best you can. One more breath here. And come back to center, and we'll switch sides, bringing the left hand to the right leg. We'll reach the right arm up overhead. Inhale, reach and lengthen, and exhale, side bend to the left. Left hand holding right leg if that's comfortable, right hip down on the chair. One more breath here. And we'll come back to center and bring the hands back down to a comfortable place on the lap. Now, some seated cat-cows. Bring your hands to the fronts of your knees, and we'll pull the heart forward as you bend the arms, pulling the elbows back towards the ribs, lifting the heart, arching the back. You can lift the gaze. Breathing here, one more breath. Inhale, lift the heart, pull the shoulders down. Exhale into cat, round the spine, pull the navel in towards the spine. We'll lean back, extending the arms out straight, tucking the chin to the chest, shoulders rolling forward. And we can flow through these two. You don't have to flow one breath, one movement. You are welcome to take a slower pace, spending more than one breath in a pose before transitioning to the other. Or if you feel more flowy, you could flow faster. And we'll work our way back to that long, tall spine where the head is over the heart and the heart over the pelvis. All right, so now we'll take some twists. We're going to start with a twisty flow. This is a Qigong practice, and then we'll hold our twists longer. So in the twisty flow, our hands are going to be moving on the thighs back and forth. So the right hand comes back to that right hip crease, left hand comes to the left knee, and we're just going to twist to the right. And then we come back to center and we switch right hand to right knee, left hand to the left hip crease, and we twist to the left. And we'll just keep taking this side to side, moving the hands forward and back for the direction that you're twisting. You could turn the head to look back if that's comfortable for the neck. You could also get some leverage with that hand at the knee and press into the hand if you want to get into your twist a little more. Pulling that back shoulder back and opening up a little more. Let's do one more each side. And back to center. Okay, so that was really just a warm up for a bigger twist. So now we'll bring the right hand behind the right hip and plant it there, and then the left hand over to the right leg. Lift through the crown of the head. We've got that long, tall spine. You could even press into that back hand behind your hip, and then we'll twist to the right. So holding the twist doesn't mean you have to come into a bigger twist than you've already done. We're just going to hold the twist for a few more breaths here. Maybe you're looking over the right shoulder. Maybe the left hand is pressing into that right leg for more leverage. Shoulders down the back, crown of the head lifting. Don't forget to breathe. A few more breaths here, in and out the nose. Untwisting, coming back to center. Hands to the front on the lap, and we'll switch directions. Left hand behind the left hip, right hand to the left leg. And we start to twist to the left, lift through the crown of the head, maybe press into the left hand to lengthen and support the spine. And then just twist however much is comfortable in this direction. Again, you could be pressing the right hand into the left leg for some leverage if you want to twist deeper, and you could be looking over the left shoulder. We're continually lifting through the crown of the head and the shoulders moving down. We're breathing. One more breath right here. Untwisting, coming back to center. If anything needs to wiggle or shake or move or adjust, do whatever you need to. All right. So now we're going to get into the lower body. So starting with the feet, we'll lift the toes and then lower the toes and lift and lower and lift and lower. Two more. Lift the toes and drop them and lift and lower. Now we'll lift the heels. Lift and lower. Lift the heels and lower. Three more. All right, so heels and toes down now. Both feet are on the floor under the knees. We're going to pick up the right foot. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I have a yoga class to teach. Thank you. We're going to pick up the right foot, bringing the hands to the right shin and just pulling that knee up towards the chest as much as is comfortable. It doesn't have to be a big shape. And then we'll bring the right foot to the top of the left thigh, just by the knee, for a figure four shape. So your hands can be on the chair, holding the chair. And if this is intense, lean back. If you are straight up from the hips and you have more space and you want to take that space, lean forward. Keep your right foot flexed, please. Breathing here, getting into the right hip a little more here. One more breath, just like this. Then we're going to cross more at the thighs with that right foot hanging down, and start to move the right foot around the right ankle. You can crank it around in circles, or you can spell words or names with the foot. All right, so we'll finish up that foot movement. Maybe you use your hands to bring your leg back over. You can pick up that leg, uncross it, and set that right foot back down. Let's take some knee windshield wipers between sides. Bring your hands behind your hips, lean back into your hands. Take your feet out a little wider than your hips. I'm coming out on the edge of my chair, and take both knees to one side and the knees back to center, and both knees to the other side. You could do this more like this also. Okay, we're coming back to do those things on the second side, starting with picking up the left foot, bringing the hands to the left shin, and pulling that knee in up towards the chest. As you can see, my knee really it's not to my chest. So don't feel like you have to pull it all the way up. And then we're going to take that figure four shape. So we're going to cross the left ankle over the right thigh, closer to the knee. Left foot is flexed. And again, you can adjust the intensity of this pose by where your upper body is relative to your hips. So straight up and down might be perfect. If you want less, lean back. If you want more, lean forward, bringing the upper body towards that left lower leg. And we'll just hold here a few more breaths and breathe. Relaxing the face and the jaw and the tongue. Relaxing the shoulders down the back. And just try to relax into that comfortable breath. All right, now we're going to cross that leg over more at the thigh so the foot is hanging off, and move your left foot around the left ankle, cranking it around in circles or spelling words or names with the left foot. All right, we'll finish up that foot movement. You can use your hands to pick up that leg, uncross, and set that foot back down. And maybe those knee windshield wipers again. All right, Now we're going to come into a seated lunge. So I'm going to turn to my right. My right hip is going to stay on the chair. My left hip is off the chair, and I've got my left foot down under my hip to support me. Right leg is bent with the right knee over the right ankle. Right hand is holding the chair for support. Or if you feel stable enough and you don't need that chair support, hands could come to the right thigh. Now, you could take this into a bigger shape if you want. You could start to move that left foot back, and you can move that left foot back as much as you want, but feel free to keep that leg bent. I'm going to find my sweet spot here. Now, if you're feeling really balanced here and you want more, you could reach the arms up overhead. Side lunge. This is not a side lunge. This is a lunge. Lunge. One more breath. We'll bring the hands back down to the chair and turn back to the front of the mat. Again, if you want or need those windshield wipers, take them. And we're going to take it into the other side. So I'm going to turn and face the left. Left hip is on the chair, right hip is off the chair, and I'm going to bring that right foot directly under my right hip to support me. I can also be holding onto the chair with my left hand. And then you decide what you'd like to do with your hands. They can stay in the supported position, or if you feel stable enough, you can release the left hand down to the lap. Maybe reach the arms up overhead. Maybe stretch that right foot back for a bigger shape. But you decide how big of a shape you want here for this lunge. Breathing. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the chair. We'll turn back to the front of the chair. And again, maybe you want those knee windshield wipers side to side. All right, we'll come back to our starting position. We're sitting in a stable way on the chair with that long, tall spine. From here, reach the arms up overhead. Inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. So we're going to bring the torso to the thighs. You can bring the hands down. Maybe they come to the floor. Maybe they come to the legs. Drop your head if that's comfortable. One more breath here. And we'll take a half lift. So we'll lift up into a flat back, bringing the head in line with the spine and the hips. And then we'll fold back into that fold on an exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale, half lift, coming into a flat or flattish back. And then exhale, fold. And then we'll rise back up, reach the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's take a half sun salutation flow here. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up and reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Maybe gaze up. Exhale, fold. Arms could go out to the sides if that feels okay. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up and reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Maybe close your eyes and notice how you feel. Maybe you can feel that energy flowing through your body. You created that energy from your yoga practice. Just feel it. And now it is time for Shavasana. So Shavasana can be done in your chair, like a seated meditation. So maybe you want to scoot back in your chair, or maybe you'd like to lie down. You could lie down on the floor in a comfortable place. You could lie down on your bed, anywhere that's comfortable. So if you need to pause the video, feel free to pause the video. Get into your comfy spot. And we arrive in our final resting pose. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. Feeling your feet and what your feet are touching. Feeling your seat and what your seat is touching. And feeling your hands and what your hands are touching. The body settling into stillness. The breath settling into a comfortable rhythm. Enjoy your Shavasana. Coming back to your body. Feeling your body touching what you're sitting or lying on. And coming back to your breath. You can add back some movement. Maybe you start with the feet, lifting the toes and then lifting the heels. Maybe wiggling the fingers. Maybe rolling the shoulders or rolling the head around. Just taking any movement, big or small, that feels good here. You can bring your hands to your heart or place your hands over your heart. We'll close our yoga practice. Thank you for your practice. I'm grateful for my practice, and I'm grateful for your practice. Namaste.